Hey, so I'm going to go over one of AI's major blind spots that models like ChatGPT has, and that's understanding smaller code bases, microservices, private APIs that it hasn't been trained on how to use. And I'm going to show you how training your API in your code base on AI can greatly benefit how fast you can develop your code. All right, so to illustrate the problem of ChatGPT not knowing, private APIs or smaller APIs, here my API is very well documented, and I'm going to call this route, and I'm going to say, using fetch, create a live event using invert use API. And then ChatGPT gave an answer that was completely wrong, nothing to do with my API whatsoever. So here is my own API that I've trained up through data models and documentation. And so if I copy and paste the same query in there, okay, and it is actually given back an answer that does relate to my API endpoint and the fields that are required to actually access my API. So my data model is working where ChatGPT's is not. So if you have a private or smaller API, ChatGPT is not going to work for you. Okay, so for the next part, I'm going to create a login page using my trained data model. So we're going to start by telling it that we want this code to be Next.js, and that basically we want users to enter an email and password, and then when the password is entered, that we want to then post it to invert use API, okay, my API, and then we want to handle the response, and that when when they get a response back, it's the next page. It can be a forgot password link in this, and we're basically just styling out this. So let's send this over to the request and see what we get. Okay, awesome. So it's given us back a result down here that we could use, and it looks like it styled it and has the functionality that we want. So the last thing we need to do is actually test it out. So we're going to go to this Next.js app I have here, and let's create a new folder, and let's call this folder login. We're going to create a page.tsx. Okay, so what we have done so far, just created a simple function. We're just gonna make sure that this route is working. All right, cool, the route is working. So we're going to create another component here, and let's just call it login.tsx. We are going to copy and paste the code that was generated by my AI model. By the way, I already see an error here, but that's easy to fix. And we are going then to call the login page. Save it. And let's go back here. Now we got a result. It's saying your importing needs to use state. It only works on the client side. So that's actually a really easy fix. There's two fixes we're going to do here. Okay, at our top of our file, we're just gonna put use client. Okay, and we're done. So using our own AI model here, we now have created a very simple login page that is using our code base that ChatGPT was not able to generate with us because it didn't know our API. So basically, by training AI models to know your code, you can now develop faster with your applications, but also other developers too, to develop faster using your own APIs and applications and so forth. So it's worthwhile investing in building AI around your own models, in your own API, in your own code set.